At our muscle camp today, we're going to be talking about how to start an online business, whether it's a fitness business or just an online business. If you want to make money online, I'm going to offer 3 tips. And I think we got a specific question, right? Was it from you, Patrick, on this topic?
I mean, Vince, I've been following you for a long time. You're definitely one of the early adopters of having built a massive online business. I'm looking to diversify my own income, and it's an option I'm looking at, but it's been met with a lot of skepticism. You know, if Vince Del Monte was looking to get into the business today and build an online empire, how would you go about doing it now?
Good question. Yeah. And you wanted to ask something too, similar. Just want to collect the questions so we know where we're going.
I wasn't really going to ask anything. I was just going to say it seems like a saturated business. Okay. Just a lot to sift through, and you know, where do you start?
Okay, so let me start. You know what? Let me start there because that's an easy spot. So I would disagree that it's saturated. I will agree that it's saturated with a lot of shitty information, a lot of shitty advice, a lot of people who have voices that are way too loud. So I will tell you, based on people that I personally know, people I've personally coached, who are absolutely crushing it right now, and they followed a formula. So let me reassure each one of you guys and every single person watching that there's more than enough for everybody to be successful online. You may not believe me, but it's true. Now, will everybody become successful? No, but there is more than enough. All right, so yeah, starting today, that's a great question because, you know, when I started in 2005, 2006, it was the wild, wild west. And a lot of sites like Facebook and Google didn't have compliance rules like they do today. You also want to keep in mind there was no really social media back then. So there were pros and cons to back then, but I would say that there was less distractions. It was easier to get people's attention when I started. That would be, I'd say, the big difference. Now there's just so much noise. So the reason I wanted to start with your question, Jay, is because I think if you're going to come into this, my first advice is that you need to have a big idea. You need something special. You've got to be bringing something unique to the table. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of guys that make 6-7 figures a year who've got what I call Me Too products, Me Too ideas. They're not that special, and they're doing really well primarily because they've got a great personality or they just got a great, you know, brand. People like that person who's talking about that thing. So your idea has to get you excited. It has to be something you're passionate about, something that you're credible in, and it's got to be something that's got a bit of a spin on what everybody else has heard. All right? So it doesn't have to be groundbreaking, but you've got to bring something special to the table. So I've built my whole business on what I'm passionate about, helping skinny guys build muscle without drugs, without the nonsense out there. That's been my message the whole time. You don't need a ton of supplements. You don't need long hours in the gym. I've been just preaching that message for a long, long time. So that's kind of like the big idea. Does that help? Number 2 is that you have to get connected. You need to build up a network of guys that are heading in the same direction as you. And that's one of the reasons I've started my 0 to 6-figure formula seminars, because I want to bring guys together who are starting in the same spot. Let's say you guys all start in an online fitness business together. And all of a sudden, Julian starts coming to our weekly meetings and starts talking about how he's crushing it, and he's made like, you know, 20 sales in a day, and now, you know, the next week he's making 50. And, you know, Todd's kind of like starting to get skeptical about this whole process, and he's starting to think, I don't think I'm cut out for this. And then all of a sudden, Patrick, you start reporting that, no, I just have actually made my first sale, and all of a sudden I'm getting some traction here. And then he's like, maybe I can do it, and he sticks with it, and all of a sudden he gets his final first sale. And he's like, wow, this is possible. So networking, accountability, coaching is the most important thing because you've got to stay connected with guys who are doing this. Because the hardest thing about this is believing that it's possible. You're like, yeah, he's got that kind of success because he can afford a Lamborghini and he can drive it in his videos and that's why people watch it. Or that guy's just really controversial. I could never be controversial like that guy. Or that guy's just shredded and he's always got his shirt off. That's why he's always got such a big following. That guy, he's just so smart. He can articulate everything perfectly. I could never have a channel or a following like him. Guys, look at me. Man, if I can do this, anybody can do this. And that's what I tell everybody. So you've got to get connected with other guys who are weird. Let me tell you, these guys who film, I was telling you guys just earlier off camera, I've been out with these guys who are like growing their channels and you're walking down the street with them. All of a sudden they pull out a camera and you're like, you notice he's got the camera up like this. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm vlogging. What the hell's a vlog? And like, so these guys are committed to it. So I would say that would be my third point, okay, to make shorten up this video here. My third point is you've got to be 10 out of 10 committed. You can start off on the side and start doing it, but you have to have the intent that you're going to replace this with your other income, because this is the most scalable business in the world. So it would make no sense for you to keep your job. Let's put it that way. If you're to make this work, you'd be wanting to quit your job like that, because this thing can grow exponentially. I mean, you can make more in a month. Heck, you can make more in a day down the road than you make in a year if you crack this code, if you make this work. Now that might take a year. It could take 10 years. So you have to be 10 out of 10 committed. You can't say, I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to put up a couple YouTube videos. I'm going to write a few articles. I'm going to put my first product out, see how it goes. It's like building your body. It's not going to happen. So you've got to be 10 out of 10 committed. And on top of that, it helps to get into a coaching program, get accountability and follow a formula, because there is a way to do this. And a lot of people have done this, and you want to find out what's worked for them, and you want to find out what hasn't worked. I've tried a lot of things over the last few years that have just created no change in my business. I've done a couple things that have put a lot of money in my bank account. So you want to focus on the things that move the needle. So that's my advice. 1, you got to come up with a big idea. 2, you've got to pay to play. You got to get connected. And 3, you need to be committed to this for the long haul. Hey man, thank you so much for watching my video. If you enjoyed it, you know what to do. Hit that thumbs up button below and give this video a like. Now, I want to give you a free gift. It's my quick start guide to living large inside and outside of the gym. It's 100% free. All you got to do is click that button in the annotation and it'll take you to that link, which you don't need to remember, but it's get.vincedelmontefitness.com/quick-start-guide. And if you're watching this video on your mobile, you won't be able to click any annotation link. You'll have to go into the description and you'll see the link. It's the first link that pops up. Click that one and it'll take you straight there. All you need to do is enter your first name, your best email address, click the confirm button, and I'll send it to you right away. It'll take you less than 10 seconds. And in that guide, you're gonna learn cool stuff like how to start dating a 10 out of 10, how to start profiting from your fitness passion and your knowledge, and so much more. Again, this is a free gift for you, so take advantage right now. Also, let me know what you want to see next in the comment section below, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do that so you're first in line to get my next video that I upload. Talk to you soon.